Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome. Uh, I'd like to thank Shri Mahaveer Singhvi ji for being here, as well as Ms. Shri Brijesh Baisakhiyar from the Reserve Bank of India. Happy to host this evening for our participants from the embassies, the Indian missions abroad, as well as the trade organizations who've joined us virtually today from across the globe. We stand at a pivotal moment where finance and technology are converging to reshape our world. This powerful combination holds immense promise for innovation, inclusion, and resilience. Thereby, I welcome you to the sixth edition of the
This
Global
meeting
Fintech
is being
Fest.
recorded and summarized.
It is in this context that we have India Fintech Connect, linking India's fintech with the world. It is being presented at the Global Fintech Fest, curated in partnership with the NEST division of Ministry of External Affairs and the Reserve Bank of India. This showcase is designed to connect India's fintech leadership with international stakeholders by bringing together embassies, Indian missions abroad, and trade representatives. It enables meaningful cross-border conversations, partnerships, and opportunities for market access. As GFF continues to grow as a global platform for fintech and financial services, giving us the opportunity to expand India's digital footprint globally and catalyze inclusion and tech-led growth worldwide. With this, I'd like to call upon Shri Mahaveer Singhvi ji, the Joint Secretary of the NEST Division of MEA, for a welcome remark. Thank you.
Thank you. I think, are there people from embassies here? No. Oh, wonderful to have you here. So, all those guests who have gathered here today, both representative of the foreign missions here in India, both virtually and physically, also the innovators, startups, founders, and all our officers from the missions abroad. It's a great pleasure to be here on this Fintech Connect, which has been curated at the initiative of the GFF organizing body. Also, our division, NEST division, has contributed in this, and it's a wonderful opportunity for the, particularly for the startups and also, the founders of various organizations who are developing innovative fintech solutions to present to our missions and the foreign missions abroad about their work. I think it is a step forward in linking ourselves with the world, and this would enable perhaps reaching out to the other countries on the kind of innovations which we have done. Our story is remarkable. The kind of the systems which we have developed, the UPI, the kind of solutions which you are developing, the digital public infrastructure which we have created is unique in itself and the number tells the story in itself. I think we are having more than 500 million users of UPI now. There are more than 20 billion transactions happens in a month. I think that's a figure from of August 2025, and more than 25 lakh crores of transactions which happens every month. I think that is something remarkable, and behind all that success is, I think, your hard work, your innovations, and your products, which has taken us globally also on this aspect. So we thought that it will be useful to connect you to our missions abroad and to the foreign missions here in India, and as well as foreign trade bodies who are present here virtually today, to showcase your products, your innovations, and your services. I think that would enable our reach to the world and would help us leapfrog in this direction to have our, to take forward our fintech diplomacy. I think this is a very good initiative, both on the side of GFF and also I would say we have been supporting it. RBI is here. That shows the kind of commitment which we have, and that is, I think, will certainly take us forward. So I welcome all of you here and look forward to hearing your innovations and your products. Thank you very much, and I welcome all my colleagues from the missions abroad who have joined today. Also from the officials from the foreign missions here, particularly those who are present here physically. It's a great pleasure to have you here, sir. And also all of you. So once again, thank you very much and I welcome you. Thanks.
May I also call upon Shri Brijesh Baisakhiyar for a few words.
Good evening, all of you. Today, this is a momentous occasion here, and with the initiative of the GFF organizing team and participation of Ministry of External Affairs, the work which Reserve Bank of India and the fintech ecosystem at large in India, what they are doing, gets a large impetus. I welcome all of you. Just I will give you some brief background of the work which is being done by Reserve Bank of India to foster innovation. As you all know, since 2022, there is a dedicated fintech department at Reserve Bank of India, which is working very closely with the fintech ecosystem at large, and we are participating in this GFF since its inception. And few of the initiatives which we have taken, that regulatory sandbox, which has become a hallmark and that is being showcased in our lounge, exhibition area also. That is one initiative which the Reserve Bank took in 2019, when very few countries across the world had this framework for regulatory sandbox. That is being utilized by the fintech ecosystem, and many of the successful stories from our regulatory sandbox, they are present today here in the audience also, and they are also making their presentation. Apart from that, annual Harbinger, a long-form hackathon, also we are conducting. So already we have completed 3 editions of the long-form hackathon, and some success stories have also come out from them. And going by the success and the innovations which these entities are bringing in, we also initiated something called Fintech Connect, in which we make these participants, the participants of the regulatory sandbox and the hackathon, to present their solutions to the bankers, lenders across the country, and we also connect them to the venture capitalists so that they get the market for them as well as they also get the funding. And now with this initiative, in which Ministry of External Affairs has taken an initiative to bring you close to the international community, wherein you can scale your solutions to the world at large. That is something very great, and in fact this shows the commitment of the country towards the fintech ecosystem and startups, and I believe this will give a large boost to the fintech ecosystem, and that will take our solutions from the country to across the world, and we will definitely present our solutions to the participants who are participating from across the world. And we look forward to this initiative and also hope that we will continue to further do it every year, as well as we will scale it further. Thank you so much, and wishing you all the very best for this presentation. Thanks.
I want to request all of you to keep your remarks and your presentation short. I think how much time we are given? 2.5 minutes each?
Yes.
So please try to finish within the time, because I think we have almost 26 to 30? 26 startups here and the companies here present today. So, and then I think our missions are also present there. We are operating in different time zones. So keep your presentations limited to 2.5 minutes each, and look forward to hear you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir. Like sir rightly said, in the interest of time, it'd be great if the participating companies could coordinate with us to help us execute this seamlessly. Thank you again for your overwhelming participation. With this, I'd like to start with the first company, that is BioCatch. Could I please have someone from BioCatch up?
Hi, good evening everyone, and I'm Avinash Tanna from BioCatch. Really grateful for this opportunity of presenting here in front of this esteemed forum. About BioCatch, so we started in 2011 with a pinpointed focus only on behavioral science, behavioral analytics, and behavioral biometrics. Since then till now, we've become not just a pioneer, but a global leader when it comes to fraud prevention technology, leveraging AI and ML and marrying behavioral and biometrics with traditional fraud prevention methods. Essentially, if you look at India itself, in 2024-25, 36,000 crore rupees were lost to fraud. And this was a staggering 194% jump hop in the amount of fraud lost compared to just the previous year, 23-24. Now what this means is, today, and I think right from COVID, I wouldn't call it today, right from COVID times, humans have become the primary vector of spreading fraud, due to various reasons, right? Making quick money, not basically getting stuck themselves in different kinds of scams and fraud. Essentially, humans perpetrate fraud. Now, what that means is that traditional methods such as, just some rules, just device metrics become insufficient in detecting it. Because unless and until you look at the behavior of a person, try to understand, is that genuine behavior or is that an anomaly compared to somebody who, people like you and me who try to transact digitally through various platforms, it becomes very difficult to call it, before the transaction happens in real time. And that's what we do. If I talk about, our technology, like I said, we are a SaaS solution, completely AI and ML driven solutions which adapt as the environment, as frauds evolve. And what we do basically, we help banks and financial institutions, across a few different use cases, right from the time an account is opened to basically kind of ensure that it's the same person whose credentials today because of eKYC, it's very easy for somebody else to furnish documents or coach somebody else to kind of, in the video KYC to talk about opening an account. So we help basically detect that is it the same person who is actually trying to open the account, do the documents match, right from there till the entire journey of, that account holder, whether an account was kind of stolen, sold, an account takeover happened, to mule accounts, and finally, closing the loop with social engineering scams, which today has become one of the plagues here in the Indian fraud ecosystem. Things such as, your digital arrest, getting a call from a police officer, etc., impersonating police officer, to romance scams, to different kinds of investment scams where, you are promised for 10x, 15x returns in a matter of a few months, right? The impact that we've driven today, we work with six of the largest banks here in India and more than 200 banks globally. We monitor more than 16 billion sessions every month and protect more than 535 million users globally. If I talk about the Indian context, more than 500 million, more than 500 million sessions we kind of monitor each and every month, and help protect more than 40 or 42 odd million users who are there here in India. So with that, I'd like to leave you with that thought. And if there's anything, I'll share my credentials. I'm sure the team will share the credentials. Please feel free to contact us. Thank you so much for this opportunity once again.
Thank you so much. This was wonderful. With this, can I call cash-free payments up next? Thank you.
Hi, good evening all. It is genuinely my privilege to present in front of such an august audience. Let me start with a very famous quote by Winston Churchill saying, "Never let a good crisis go to waste." Fundamentally, if we see the current overall geographical dynamics, shifting global allegiance, changing trade dynamics as well, India stands out as a beacon for both opportunity and innovation. And cash-free is privilege. The solution that we're presenting is endeavoring to increase the global access to a burgeoning digital market. Before I go to the solution, let me talk about what is the use case, what is the problem that we're trying to solve. Fundamentally, if an international merchant is looking to sell to Indian consumers, currently they cannot offer UPI. As I rightly said, UPI is like now the payment instrument in India. If anybody is not offering UPI or RuPay cards, generally 50 to 70% of the transactions will end up failing. Secondly, unlike a domestic transaction, the compliances, the regulations required by RBI, by the overseas merchant can be onerous for smaller overseas merchants looking to enter India market as well. Coming to our product solution, Cashfree was fortunate and privileged to be the first player, first fintech to be authorized the PSCB license by RBI, wherein what we enable is an international merchant looking to enter into India can access all the local payments without having to necessarily have an Indian entity. This allows them to test and see if there is essentially a demand for the product, and they can offer all the UPI, recurring, all the solutions which are available for any other domestic payments as well. The key challenge in any cross-border payment is not necessarily only the payment. It is also to make sure that the transaction is being undertaken in a compliant and regulated manner. And this is what we do through our solution. We automate 98% of verification so that the process is scalable. So if, let's assume, the large AI companies, the OpenAI, Perplexities of the world, essentially are looking to sell to India, they don't have to worry about payments. They don't have to worry about the compliance. They don't have to worry about being a scalable solution. They can access the Indian market like any other domestic player as well. This was a broad solution. Happy to take any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Harsh. That was very crisp. Could we have Epify? Sorry?
Connected online, they want to ask any question, please give them.
Sure. The global participants with us virtually, do we have any questions for Cashfree? None. I think then we are good to go next to Epify. Thank you. Yes, we have it on our console. Like we get to see if we have a question in the chat.
Cool. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here. What we are bringing to you is Satark. As winners of the RBI Harbinger hackathon for mule detection, what Satark does is basically provides a comprehensive way to detect mules out there in the system. Today we know that more than 8,500 crores was lost in financial losses in just the first half of 2025. Right? Mules are the biggest problem we have in our banking country today in India, and the same problem is global. It's not just India. Where Satark differentiates from everybody else is we don't only catch at onboarding or at transactions. It's the only system out there that takes a whole comprehensive digital footprint throughout the banking life cycle. So even things like changing your password, changing your PIN, changing your address, non-financial activity, they are all critical points to determine and identify mules. And that's where Satark differentiates from everybody else. Today, for example, we believe there are hundreds of thousands of mules accounts sitting in bank accounts out there in India. And if somebody can detect it, our hidden mule account detection, which can actually search hidden mules sitting in bank accounts out there to be done. We went live with our enterprise solution out earlier this year and have already worked over millions of accounts, caught tens of thousands of mules in literally no time, and are already making an impact, right? I will just keep it to that and say that if you want to catch mules in bank accounts today, there's no better option than a Satark. Any questions?
So I would like to just add one thing. How you think that this can be beneficial for the other countries?
Yeah,
How
so
to pitch this to them?
I think today the problem of digital fraud is not just limited to India. It's there globally. It's there in every country. We have been talking with banks in GCC, in Europe, in the US, and this problem is there every single where. There is countries where digital fraud today doesn't happen by one person. It's done by literally properly planned ways across the world. And most of these frauds initiates outside of India. And the same applies to other countries too. And if you have to build a solution that prevents it, you have to build a fully integrated solution that can monitor every single aspect of banking activity and then try to catch it there. And that's where Satark comes, which provides deep integration with banks to catch mules across your entire thing. And this could be accounts which have been lying dormant for years, but will still help you catch them based on their patterns, based on their behavior. Our fraud detection rate has been very high with a very low false positive, which is the other problem, right? You don't want high false positives and a lot of manual overhead. Ensuring that we have very low false positives with a high rate of detection means the life becomes much easier for your risk teams within the banks.
Thank you. Thank you, Sumit. To the virtual participants, do we have any other questions? Great. I think then we'd like to move to Evolute next. Thank you.
Madam, you can confirm that they are, it is audible to them and visible to them.
It's visible, it's audible, and our team is also tracking if there are any chats in the question.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Dhananjay. I'm associated with my colleague, Rohit. So I'm delighted to introduce you to Evolute Fintech Innovations. Basically, we are a leading Indian fintech product and solutions company, which we cater to basically two type of technologies. One is the identity management, and second is the payments technologies, actually. All the products and solutions that we build are 100% designed and manufactured in India, and these are all impact-driven solutions, mainly to cater to various use cases like the financial inclusion, where so many people are deprived of financial accesses, or under the e-governance schemes for the direct benefit transfers, or such kind of initiatives which are government mission mode projects to deliver the financial services or economical and social services to the last mile. So basically we design these kind of products. All our products, basically, we have a strong presence of these product lines not only in India, but in Middle East, in Africa, in Asia, and several and Latin America. So all these countries also find the use cases of these products, and mainly we are trying to tech power banks, financial institutions, and governments across in these countries as well, actually. Till date, we have enabled 100,000 touch points with these products. So they are catering to millions of beneficiaries who are taking services for such kind of the different use cases, actually. The diverse verticals even include e-KYC, and electronic KYC is now becoming a very important need with kind of the national ID and Aadhaar kind of a backbone. So all our product lines make use of the national ID ecosystem which are present in several countries to ensure that the person is uniquely identified, and only then the service delivery happens, actually. Not only that, today especially we have been showcasing 3 products. These are actually launched in GFF today. Our first product, that is the Leo Pro. Basically, it is India's first 5G enabled hyperterminal. So this is actually an Android 15 device which basically integrates multi-mode biometrics, whether it is fingerprint or face authentication or even voice assistance, actually. And it enables not only the applications, but also entire AI diagnostics, AI analysis, and even AI-driven applications can be seamlessly integrated into the product. It also has a unique feature that any real-time over-there updates, any regulators or any of the industry participants, anytime launch any new updates, then on real-time this can get updated at the last mile. So the entire compliance, whether in terms of any of the government schemes, can happen at instantly. And we guarantee over 3 to 5 years of lifespan where all these updates will come as complementary to the entire beneficiary, so they are not worried tomorrow what happens when a new regulation comes in, actually. So this product actually is power-packed and designed for global needs. The second product actually that will be launched today and we are showcasing here is the eScan fingerprint scanner. Basically, I'm happy to say that this is the Aadhaar certified, officially certified, UIDAI certified fingerprint scanner. The main thing about the product, it has the AI algorithm which is running inside for fake finger detection to ensure that no spoofing of any of the fingers happen. We have achieved a near 100% accuracy to ensure that there is a spoof detection so that no fraudulent transaction passes by in the ecosystem, actually. So it is not just available as a complete product, but we also have different variants that can be integrated in any of your product lines the way we are showing in a Leo Pro kind of a device also. The third product that we launched today in GFF is also for global requirements. It is called GeoSync. Basically, it is a GPS dongle and a GPS receiver. Now, central banks had a very typical challenge in most, even in India, that they are worried that whether the transaction that is initiated, whether it is initiated within the country or outside the country, its neighboring areas or even the neighboring countries. So at times they are not clear whether it is a authentic transaction initiated within the country. So GeoSync actually, it is just a very simple USB-enabled GPS receiver. It will ensure that the geo-tagging of the latitude and longitude of any financial transaction that happens, you can capture it in hardly 1 or 2 meter accuracy, and it will ensure that it is within the geofenced area as per the norms of that particular country where the transactions are allowed to initiate, and not happening in any of the other areas, which can then raise a red flag and immediately can block those kind of transactions. So all these products are not only limiting to India per se, but as it can be used in any of the global requirements. So not only that, with this kind of product lines, Evolute's commitment is to create secure, scalable, and sustainable fintech solutions that can empower economies and connect millions of people to the digital future, actually. Yeah. So thank you to the GFF as well as the India Fintech Connect team that gave us this opportunity. We are present at booth F12 and 14. If you want to experience these products firsthand, we request you to join us, actually.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. To anyone here or to the virtual participants, do we have any questions for Evolute? Sounds good. Thank you.
So I will request the virtual participants that even if you, first and foremost, if you have any question, please ask the presenters immediately. Even if you feel that some of the product pertains to your jurisdiction or country wherein you are present, so even at later stage, if you find it useful, please reach out to the organizers. We will connect you to these teams so that you can get benefited out of these presentations.
Yes, thank you. The FinTech Showcase dossier has already been shared with all the virtual participants. These contains the brochures of all the participants that are being presented here. The contacts will also be present in them. Additionally, please feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to patch you through. Thank you. With that, could we have X2 Labs, please? Okay then, could we have Factum up next?
Hey, hi guys, good evening. It's actually a great honor to be part of this session. There's so many interesting conversations or presentations happening and everything is very unique, and that I think is the power of the Indian FinTech. Today quickly I want to talk about what we do. Basically, Factum is a RegTech company. We started in the year 2023. We are 3.5 years old. Our main aim is to focus on the anti-money laundering solutions. We are basically based out in India, but we do have operations in both UK, UAE, Middle East, parts of Middle East and Southeast Asia. So ideally what Factum is trying to solve today is there are many solutions out there in the market in the anti-money laundering space. Two problem statements that we noticed that needed immediate attention was speed to compliance, which means that institutions today with the global level of connectivity cannot afford to have even a 24-hour or 12-hour lag in the way data is being fed to them. And this becomes much more interesting in places like European Union, where the SEPA guideline says there is only 3 hours of timelines that you have before a payment is released, but you should comply with all the necessary regulatory sanctions that are coming up with place. Second thing that we try to solve is in the space is how do we look at reducing the false positives, because people here would definitely know 90-95% of all the alerts that gets generated is false positive alerts. That means there's a lot of effort that goes into adjudicating these alerts, but at the same time, it needs to be adjudicated because that's what is required from. So how we looked at it is we created a platform called a list management platform, which is basically designed on a fundamental principle that garbage in, garbage out. If your data that you're checking with is updated, it's maintained, it's in a good format, the results or the alerts that you're going to get is also going to be reduced. So think about it as a platform where we work with all the global regulatory list, which more than 20, 30 plus, including all commercial lists, everything, but you are able to streamline that data into a much more unified format, which will help you match or adjudicate the alerts in a much easier manner. Today we have like a good set of global banks in the UK, in the European Union, as well as Singapore, and a couple of banks in the Middle East region that are working with us across multiple product solutions that we have. And India is also our primary market. We do have a lot of players here. We are present in booth number GFF'18. Would love to come out for a demo or anything, please reach out. Any questions?
To the virtual participants, do we have any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, Aditya. This was quite interesting. Next up, could we have HyperWatch? Sorry? This brochure was shared on the 29th of August, as well as the last week. In case somebody may have not received it, we shall reshare it with them. Yes. They have replied to the chat, to the question on the chat. Could we have somebody from IBDIC, please? Okay. Yes, okay. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Naveen from HyperWatch. Thank you for this opportunity. I'll keep it very brief and introduce HyperWatch to all of you. There are two parts to HyperWatch. One is our business, right? And HyperWatch actually started off as an AI company in 2014, and we started by solving the digital onboarding and KYC challenges for BFSIs. And we did that really, really well. And once, after we solved that problem, we have moved on to now building AI agents for multiple other problem statements in the BFSI industry, right? In identity verification, we are one of the largest players in the globe, having done about close to 1.5 billion identities so far, right? And we are present in India, Southeast Asia, Africa, and the US, different solutions across the globe. Globally, yes, and I would like to talk about a couple of solutions that we do globally. Especially in Southeast Asia, deepfake attacks are rampant, and we have our anti-deepfake solution, which is called Deepfake Safe, which is working with some banks and companies like Vovo and some Grab finance entity companies to stop deepfake attacks and image injection attacks in Indonesia. And we have scaled that in multiple other parts of Southeast Asia as well. We also have our face sort solution, through which just by face a loan gets processed in Vietnam, right? That solution also we work with one of the leading NBFCs there, which we then took to other customers as well. So multiple onboarding and anti-fraud solutions we have outside of India as well. At HyperWatch, we are building a conscious business so we have an economic engine and also a contribution engine. Back in 2021, we started HyperWatch Academy, through which we pick very underprivileged kids from college kids from Tier 3, Tier 2, 4 towns, train them for software development for 6 months, and then get them placed in a high-paying, like as in a decently good-paying job, which that opportunity would not have existed otherwise for them, right? And so far, in the last 4 years, about 120 students have gone through that program, and they've come out of the cycle of poverty, and that is what HyperWatch stands for, both economic and the contribution engine. Yeah, happy to answer any questions. Happy to explore, depending on the problem statements that we can solve for. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Naveen. With this, could we have IBDIC?
Namaste, and thank you so much for the opportunity to present here to this august audience, both in India and across the world. Indian Bank's Digital Infrastructure Company is a consortium company created by 18 leading banks of India for the purpose of building digital trust infrastructure in the space of MSME financial inclusion through supply chain financing and trade finance. We are building platforms which can solve for financial inclusion and for giving boost to trade ecosystem both in India and in the cross-border space. The platform that I'm going to talk about right now has been approved as part of the 5th regulatory sandbox of RBI, which is the invoice tokenization-based blockchain platform for deep tier financing. Both for India as well as the global south and the emerging economies, small and medium enterprises hold the key for the global GDP to grow. But they are bereft of credit. In India itself, we have a $330 billion credit gap. And one of the foremost and the easiest ways to solve that is through supply chain financing, because world over, most of the SMEs require short-term working capital, but they do not have enough collateral or they do not have enough digital footprints for lenders to lend them. What we have done is, on the blockchain platform, we have created a mechanism by which, unlike a traditional invoice discounting or a factoring program, here, if a large credit-worthy corporate anchor accepts the invoice from a goods supplied by a smaller supplier, those invoices get converted into tokens through this platform. And those tokens can be used by that immediate supplier to not only consume, but also pay it forward to his suppliers and so on. So the smallest of MSMEs can actually get credit without any additional credit risk for the lender. So essentially, affordable, cheap credit without additional credit risk. Now, the platform that we are building is built in such a manner that it can not only work on invoice tokenization, but that entire tokenization principle can be extended to any other asset products. In India, of course, we have tried it and tested it thoroughly with various corporates and SMEs as part of the regulatory sandbox of RBI. And now, as we plan to scale it up, it has opportunities both in the domestic ecosystem as well as in the cross-border place. For example, when we look at export factoring, when we look at your own SMBs in your own geographies, the same platform can actually be customized for your own use cases, as well as part of the regional cooperation frameworks created by the government of India across the embassies. We are also trying to build an entire trade finance network through the Bharat Trade Network initiative of the government of India. And this particular platform, along with the various other platforms that we are building, will ensure that every invoices that are being funded in the ecosystem are genuine, have not been double funded, and yet tokenized to ensure that the last mile can actually get credit. So be it export factoring, be it domestic factoring, invoice discounting, forfeiting, multiple supply chain based products, including structured trade products, can actually be part of this ecosystem. We are happy to build it with you, along with you, not only for invoice tokenization, but any other tokenization use cases that can be there. And we welcome the ecosystem, because as a company, we are working for collaboration, and we are very thankful to the ministry, to the RBI for giving us this opportunity, and we welcome all to work together to build a powerful global economy which is inclusive, sustainable, and for the benefit of all. Thank you. Please. Invoice. So that's the beauty of it, right? Of course, they have to be onboarded onto the network, but the parties may not have a direct trade relationship with each other. So it can be an evolving ecosystem, but they, of course, have to join this particular platform, but it's a very seamless and a simple way to do that. Of course, otherwise, how will they get the tokens moving? But it's a very simple, seamless onboarding.
Another thing you can mention about is how these customers are connected to various banks.
Yes.
And then also they can get connected to your bank.
Yes, absolutely. So the MSMEs or the corporates who are already having a relationship with the bank, or they might be new to one bank, it doesn't matter if they have a same relationship. It could be multiple banks coming together, their customers transacting with each other. So they can all come together on this platform and get the tokens discounted.
This is something new in the sense that earlier the SME, the main supplier, they used to get the fund. But now with this, the smaller supplier who is actually contributing to the supply of the major MSME, they are also getting funded. So this concept itself is something new. which has been worked and tested in the regulatory sandbox.
Yes, thanks. Any other questions, please? You can come here.
Do the virtual participants have any questions? Yes, we have one. Thank you. This sounds very promising. Could we have ID5 next to present? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you to the august guests here. I will not take a lot of time. I mean, fundamentally, ID5 is a 14-year-old company. We started in the background verification space, but then since then we've evolved. And like a lot of folks here, deep into AI, ML solutions. The focus today will be mainly on two of our main solutions, which is Onboard IQ. Again, this is a plug-and-play, no-code, low-code onboarding platform, it's an omni-channel, right? So if you're offline, online, you can use this platform to actually onboard your customers, whether it be merchants, individuals, and this is a global product. The other one is OneRisk, which is essentially looking at your financial risk, your legal risk, and ensuring that as you onboard these entities, there's a way for you to actually verify them and validate them. We are a SOC 2 Type 2 certified. We have all the other solutions because we are big. We're one of the biggest players in the KYC space in India. As you can see, we work with some of the biggest names, the biggest banks with our video solutions. So those are also solutions that actually translate globally. So the examples I've given is on omni-channel onboarding, digital branch banking. So we are digitizing branch banking in a lot of places, especially overseas. Looking at instant merchant onboarding, so verifying these merchants and ensuring that they are who they say they are, and they're doing the business that they say they are. So looking at the type of merchant category codes and a lot of other factors that we look at. And then instant driver and rider onboarding. We do this at massive scale in India. Pretty much all the big e-com, quick com folks use us, and we're also starting to do this overseas. So all of these solutions are fungible and actually can be replicated and used anywhere across the world. So that's all I have. Just wanted to keep it quick. Thank you so much. Any questions?
So you are helping the commercial platforms or the financial institutions?
Financial institutions.
Financial institutions.
Yeah. So NBFCs, all the whole BFSI space is using our solution.
And all
Yeah. So the e-commerce. That's what I said. So they use it for rider onboarding. So all your rider onboardings that you see, folks that come to deliver to your house, we verify and validate that they are, they should be on the platform.
So basically you do the KYC of the riders?
Yes. We also use face authentication, liveness, a lot of those factors we use, criminal records, AML. These are all solutions that we have pre-integrated.
One product was with regard to RegTech.
Yeah, we started as a RegTech company primarily. That's our genesis of our company. All right. Thank you.
Any questions from the...
Do we have any questions from the virtual participants for Paritosh? Okay, sounds good. Moving ahead, do we have Intelliwings with us here? Yes.
Good evening, everyone. We are Team Intelliwings incorporated in 2019. We have a singular laser focus in AML CFT compliance solution provider. We are a deep tech-powered organization. You can consider us as a one-stop solution for all of your AML CFT compliance needs. We have our own proprietary database which comprises of global sanction list, cautionary list, adverse media, and PEP. We also provide solutions for transaction monitoring, risk-based assessment. Currently, we are serving to 250 plus organizations, which comprises of SMEs, medium-scale enterprises, and large enterprises. In terms of technology, we are microservices-based architecture design, which comprises of Dockerized containers. So that makes us cloud agnostic, and we serve solutions in-house or any cloud as well. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. To the virtual participants, do we have any questions for Intellivinx? Also, to the virtual participants, please be rest assured we will be sending out another email with all the details of the presenting fintechs. With that, could I have JustPay? Thank you.
Hi everyone, a very good evening to everyone, and thank you for this opportunity. My name is Nitish and I am here to represent JustPay. We are a decade-old payments infrastructure company and we work with banks and merchants worldwide on a variety of problems in the payments landscape. We have spent the last decade in building battle-tested products and services in the Indian market. And through our 500 plus enterprise merchants and merchants like Google, Amazon, Swiggy, BigBasket, Zepto, Indigo, and many more, we power more than 200 million transactions every day at a 99.999% reliability. Actually, that number was 200, but after the recent sale events, that number is now 300 million every day. As I mentioned, we are an infra company, and our product suite works across the payments landscape, which includes payment orchestration, real-time payments infrastructure for banks, merchants, payment acceptance tank for banks, B2B payments, and much more. India has become a beacon of fintech innovation, and this reflected when we started seeing inbound interest from global markets in our products and services. Hence, around 2 years back, we decided to take our learnings and products to a global scale. And this has been a massive success for us, with our offices in 5 continents, namely APAC, Middle East, Europe, Latin America, and North America. We are powering payments for merchants and banks like Agoda, HSBC, Zurich Insurance, Ticket.com, Vigo, and many more. Our experience of building UPI infrastructure for India's scale and reliability is now helping us build for similar RTP innovations in other parts of the world. For instance, we are now working to build the new age PIX biometric and automatic solutions in Brazil. We at JustPay are immensely proud to be on this journey of taking the tech from India for the world. Thank you. Open to any questions.
Do we have any questions from the virtual participants or the audience?
Okay, thank you everyone again. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much. Could we have M2P up next, please?
Hi, good evening everyone. I'm extremely thrilled and honored to represent M2P here today. I am Bharat. Just picking on a few examples of use cases that we've solved where it was a primarily make in India use case that we were able to bring a lot of the capabilities and scale. And then we realized that there's a lot of transferable capabilities that we were able to export or make it available and find value in other markets that we operate in, which includes Southeast Asia, which includes GCC countries, Africa, as well as North America more recently. So looking at our credit stack, we were able to build towards a retailer credit program, also a kind of a supply chain financing program where it's at a transaction line level, not at an invoice another level, and with a lot of fine-tuned controls and daily reporting, daily interest accruals, with a lot more capabilities that goes back for both from a bank, from a risk exposure perspective, as well as for a flexibility for the retailers as well. And more on the retail card side, customers don't want to carry multiple credit cards in their wallets. So what we've been able to do is create or have the banks underwrite the customer with one single credit line, but be able to issue multiple cards from multiple networks on the same, all under one single statement, so that the customer still has to just pay with just one statement, one bill that they get. But what's live already is we've been able to issue a Visa and a RuPay card on one credit line that the bank is able to issue against a customer. Next, on our lending stack, we've been able to expand our BNPL stack, where we are able to power through end-to-end transactions right from merchant management all the way till your loan management. And we've been able to expand that into a lot of markets in Southeast Asia, in Mauritius, in Africa as well. And a lot of our foundation on the lending side comes from microfinance, where financial inclusivity has been kind of the backbone of how it's grown. And the end-to-end solution, including your feet on street app, your customer app, and advanced analytics, has been truly transformational in how we were able to grow that, and also has been instrumental in how that business has grown in Africa through our product stack as well. On payments, again, the merchant management system that we have, we've been able to include a lot of the know your business onboarding flows into MMS, so that right at the time of seamless onboarding, the merchant onboarding and the setup happens organically without taking a lot of manual efforts required by the merchants in document submissions, things like that. And lastly, with our fraud management system, we've been able to extend that beyond just an FRM, which has an AI-based layer as well as a robust rules engine underneath, to also include anti-money laundering, so that it's not just a transactional risk monitoring, but also looks at a lot of your sanction lists also as part of your input to be able to give a more holistic covered solution to that. Any questions?
Do we have any questions from the virtual participants or the audience?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Could we have NAP ID next, please? Thank you.
I know nobody is seeing me, everybody is seeing her. Right? No, this is what we say in the security world, that we all are in the list for getting frauded. We do not know when is that day. By the way, she's not a fraud, she's my co-founder. She has a beautiful face behind this. For a simple login and payments, we have to go through so many security checks like password, CAPTCHA, OTP, PIN, CVV, TOTP. More than an airport security check, don't you think? But still, 80% of the breaches and a fraudulent transaction occur using stolen credentials and causing damages worth hundreds of billions of dollars globally. But when we did the research, we found out it is not the compromised credential that is causing the problem. It is our application that allows anyone to use any one password, any one credit card, and due to the technological limitation, we could not, our banking application or a payment application could not identify or distinguish who is actually typing this value and initiating the transaction. We just match the value to the database and allow the frauds too. I bet this problem will continue to exist till you're dependent on typing alphabets and numbers for your authentication. And we have the solution, and we invented a technology called as a pre-authentication technology. NAPID is the world's first anti-fraud gateway that will securely lock your login form, payment form, ATM machine, POS machine, and unlock it only for the authorized users to initiate a transaction. If someone has your password or a credit card, they cannot even initiate it. And as a genuine user, all you need to do is one touch on your mobile phone. No codes, no push notification, no gambling on the risk score. It's just a genuine or a fraud. We already expand our business to various countries. Last couple of months when the Honorable President of Chile visited India, we were the only startup invited to present to him. Do we have somebody from Santiago Embassy or Chile? Yes, so we already working with the banks in, in Chile, Banco Estado, and we have deployed our solution in multiple banks in India. I want to thank RBI and RBI Fintech team especially for giving us various opportunity to get this new technology going. We are open to expand our business. It's a plug-and-play solution, open to expand our business to various countries and protect your citizens from these frauds. And one quick thing, if whoever asking the first question will get this prize.
Do we have any questions? Anybody?
No, time is over. You should have asked my name and won this, right? Anyway, a small token of appreciation for this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That was indeed very well delivered.
Yes.
That was indeed very well delivered. Could we have NPST next? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for the invite. It has taken 2 decades of efforts by all the innovators and executors to bring you all here. And last decade has been all about disruption. NPST was born within this disruption. We are 12 years old organization listed on NSE, BSE. We currently manage about 18 billion transactions every year, processing about 7 to 8% of country's UPI volume. At the very same time, when we see that India's total transaction volume is about 45% globally, then we are probably doing about 3% of the global volume. We have about 35 odd products with us, but with all the inquiries where everyone wants to see what exactly we have done in India and how we can take it beyond India, what exactly we can contribute. Through that, out of 35 products, there are 4 that those are listed here, which we want to offer to the dignitaries. So we have a vision to create digital technology across financial value chain. The first one is open banking. We are doing this for a central bank in Africa, wherein we are connecting all the API providers and all the API consumers and all the regulated bodies together into a single open banking channel, wherein a country will have seamless flow of APIs and traffic as well as transactions and identification into a single platform. That is what we are already doing. We would like to present this to all those who are interested. Second, since we are processing 7,000 transactions every second, we have an ability to, and also interoperable channel, we have an ability to create this ecosystem elsewhere as well. So this is something that we have an offer for, for those sitting outside, wherein not just interoperability, but also beyond this, when it comes to monetizing the entire system. That's the third product, wherein we exactly know how to create the channel of revenue across the banking accounts, across payment aggregation, at the same time the merchant business. We have a complete suite of online and offline payment channels. At the end, the most important layer is protecting the entire payment ecosystem. To protect this, we have built an AI/ML engine, which is processing so far has processed about 650 million transactions. Now this has actually brought a superb analytics which this particular system has, where we can predict fraud at least 45 days in advance. It analyzes data, synthesizes data, and at the same time lets you know where exactly the leakage can be. It can create a fingerprint, which is our IP. Basis this fingerprint, it can identify whether a particular merchant actually belongs to that category or not, and whether the transaction which has happened in the system is genuine or not. This is entirely based on our 2.5 years of machine learning capability which we have built over this. So that's all from my side. If there are any questions and anyone wants to understand what we have booth G18 to G23 right here. You are invited. Please come. We'll show you how the innovation happens here. Thank you.
Do we have any questions from the audience or the virtual participants? Great. With this, we are halfway through. Thank you, everybody in the audience as well as the virtual participants for very diligently listening to our fintechs. With this, I'd like to call upon OneCard next.
Thank you. First of all, big thanks to MEA and RBI Fintech Department for arranging this. I'm sure similar to Harbinger, this event, this initiative will also help many of us go global. Thank you very much, sirs. I'm Devang Shah, co-founder of OneCard. I have with me Sujay, the part of the senior leadership team, leading the global expansion for us. OneCard is the brand name by which consumers know us, and the name of the company is FPL Technologies. Established in 2019 by 5 ex-bankers. All of us spent like 15 to 20 years in bank, credit bureau, and so on. And we realized that credit card is a very interesting product from the bank's perspective as such. There's a product which actually generates a very good ROA and ROE for the banks. But still, if we look at, not too many banks are in this business, right? Even in India, if we look at, still 75–80% market share is still controlled by 4 banks as such. And that's true actually all across. I mean, any market we pick up, typically the top 4 banks will have this 80%. And when we are actually looking at the reasons for that, we realize that card, when we say it is not one product as such, but it actually includes risk management, engagement of the customer, and the payment experience. All 3 has to come together to deliver the value to the customers as such. In a simpler words, if we take a personal loan business, if I'm dispersing 100 crores of PL, right, then it's typically just the collection which I have to manage over a period of time. Whereas in case of credit cards, it is not like that, right? If I give you 100 crores of credit limit kind of thing, first of all, if somebody uses 100 crores, that is also worrisome. If somebody uses only 10 crores, that's also worrisome kind of thing. So which is where we are saying it's a risk, engagement, and payments. Everything has to come together. From the bank perspective, it is also very, very high capex, very high opex kind of business with a less certainty kind of thing, whether they will be able to make money on it. So which is where we say that, okay, can we create a systems, can we create a technology platform for the banks where we offer this entire thing as a service to the our banking partners as such. For this, we actually created the entire system, the entire authorization system in-house. Very proud to say 100% of the code has been actually written in India, right, by the Indians. We are a Pune-based company. The entire, typically whenever any transaction is swiped kind of thing using a OneCard, it is actually hitting our system. This system has been globally certified by MasterCard, Visa, RuPay, UPI. All 4 networks have certified this for the global usage as such. On top of that, whatever systems may be needed for the purpose of rewards management, for the purpose of EMI conversion, for the purpose of fraud risk management, all the systems are also comes as a part of this. So from the bank's perspective, what they get is the end-to-end solution to manage this business as such. However, the story doesn't end over here, right? As I said, the part, one is the operating part of it, the second is the consumer engagement part of it. Because it's also very important to bring the right customers in the fold of the bank. At the same time, it is also important that how do we really keep engaging these customers on a monthly basis as such. You'll have to work with the merchants, you'll have to work with the right offers to the customers. So which is the second service which we actually provide to the bank. So imagine in that way, B2B as well as B2B2C. Both the services are offered as a common package which we offer to the customers, which we offer to the banks as such. One of our systems, the transaction risk monitoring, that was a winner of the last RBI Harbinger 2024. We were the first winner in the transaction monitoring. I mean, that is what we have. Apart from that, I think 2-3 more points which I will quickly cover. Sorry. The way we have actually done this entire model, right, it is not a very people-heavy model as such, right? We have ensured that we are using tech and AI to the maximum possible extent as such. And for example, 75% of our customer service is actually being done by the bot. Now, this AI-powered bot is able to understand the context on its own and then say that, okay, based on the learnings which it had in past, can I actually start understanding the context and start replying to the customers? Now, that is what our banks really appreciate as such. When we are actually looking at the global aspirations, I think one of the things which we are really looking at is the presence of a strong credit bureau. Any market which has a very, very reasonably strong bureau presence as such, right, that is what we are really looking at, so that risk and compliance, we don't have to really compromise as such. In India, we have around close to 20 lakhs or 2 million customers as such. $1 billion assets under management, $3 billion of credit limit has been sanctioned to the customers, and we process close to $5 billion of transaction volume every year as such. So I think that's from one card. Any questions? More than happy to answer. Sorry, and ma'am, just to you, I mean, we are surely looking at UAE and UK as a big next market, so looking forward to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. With that, can I call Open G2P up next? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. A pleasure to be speaking to you all in this wonderful conference. My name is Puneet Joshi, and I'll briefly talk about the project Open G2P. Open stands for open source free software, and G2P stands for government to person. The main concern of my project is to digitize the entire social benefit delivery systems for governments, like we have DBT in India. So we have developed open source components free of charge for governments to take and deploy in their countries. This project is based out of IIITB, the premier educational institute in Bengaluru. We are philanthropic funded by Gates Foundation, Co-Develop, and Pratiksha Trust. Essentially, if you look at world over, the social benefit delivery is one of the prime responsibilities of governments and various departments, but they do lack a good software to do this. There are a lot of issues with the software that the governments use. They are developed in silos. Data is not shared across departments, not just within the department as well sometimes. Sometimes for different schemes and programs, you keep writing more software and so on. So what we have done is we have created these blocks, software blocks, which are designed with the DPI principles, the Digital Public Infrastructure Principles of reusability, interoperability, data sharing, privacy protection, and so on. These are ready to deploy blocks starting from the registry to the program management system. By the way, the program management system you can define several schemes and define the eligibility criteria and so on. And then finally, connecting to the payment systems. Our focus is digital cash transfer. So we have developed components like G2P Bridge, which is well inspired by Aadhaar Bridge in India, which is being used for digital direct benefit transfer. And we also, offering something called an ID mapper, SPAR, which the countries can install, which has a mapping between the ID of a user and the financial address and so on. So all these blocks are being offered. As I said, free of charge. We support countries. We support the local ecosystem to build the capacity, and so that the governments can manage this code themselves. We are working with several countries. In Ethiopia, we are working with 3 different departments: Emergency, Ministry of Women and Social Affairs, and Agriculture. We are working with Zambia. We are working with Zanzibar. Philippines also, we are talking to them. And in India, with the Telangana government, we have implemented the family registry to issue family IDs. So all these components were being offered, and we provide support to the government. And more importantly, we do want the capacity to be developed in the government. So we offer a lot of training programs to the government officials, as well as the commercial local ecosystem who can take these products forward. So that's it from my side. Thank you.
Do we have any questions for Open G2B from the audience or the virtual participants here? Great, thank you. With that, we move to Pay Local next.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Rohit. I am representing Pay Local. I am one of the founders of the company. It is an honor to be here at this stage. We are in the 5th year of our operation. We started with a single problem statement and a vision to foster global commerce. And we came together, 3 founders, Prachi, one of my co-founders, is also here, to solve for cross-border payments specifically. Now, why do we need to come together to solve for cross-border? Cross-border is a very unique problem statement. We all 3 co-founders worked at Visa. In our Visa time, we saw that payments across borders work in a very unique way. For example, in India, 2-factor authentication is a regulatory requirement. OTP is a household term. But in USA, OTP might not be known by many people. So if you show an OTP screen to them, they might get confused. Some banks might not be able to show the right OTP screens, which is mobile optimized. So the approval rates were really suffering. When we saw data, we realized that Indian merchants do not have the right solutions that can give them higher approval rates, at the same time reduced fraud. If we remove 2FA, for example, why 2FA is a requirement? Because there is fraud. In cross-border, this becomes even a higher elevated problem. So 5 years back, we 3 came together, bought a team, and built a cross-border specific stack. There were many new things that came up when we were building this stack. For example, sanction screening was a critical piece to be solved. Merchant risk was a critical piece to be solved. Transaction fraud through biometrics, through digital signals was a very critical thing to solve. We continue to build a product which amassed into a single payment gateway that today solves for multiple large clients that you see, such as PayTrip, Air India, Swiggy. If you go to Swiggy, use your international card, you will see PayLocal coming there. For international acceptance, we went beyond and offered local multi-currency accounts to collect for Indian exporters. As India, along with a lot of trade relationships around the world, had the aspirations to grow, we wanted to be that India headquartered global payments company. We have invested heavily in creating a stack which can be deployed across the world. It offers payment success acceleration, offers fraud detection, and it is available for global PSPs, banks, and merchants to take and deploy so that they can also solve for those cross-border problems. Cross-border problems are unique. The payments stack which is required is very specific. It has to identify which bank supports which protocol. Do we have to open non-3DS transactions or not? If we have to open, how do we have to control that? So we have a stack available for the world. We are launching in some other markets pretty soon. We would love to partner with anybody who is interested, a global PSP, bank, merchants, who want to take our stack and deploy, as well as who want to do collections from India using our payment aggregated cross-border operating capabilities. Happy to take any questions.
Do you have any questions from the audience or the virtual participants here?
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pay Local. Could we have Fi Commerce next up, please? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity. I am Nahush Mohanty. I'm representing Fi Commerce. It's an Indian fintech company which is redefining how payments moves across channels, across countries, and across different customer experience. Fi Commerce was founded in 2015 with a simple goal that to make payments seamless and borderless. We are an RBI licensed payment aggregator with MPCI approved processors and PCI DSS compliant. Today we process, our technology powered more than 7 million transactions per annum, which is forming a core part of the India's national payment infrastructure. So what we do, we have built a payment platform, which is modular, API first, and then it is a cloud-native payment. It's a cloud-native payment platform that supports every kinds of payments, whether it is UPI, it is card, net banking, or any kind of wallet that we have. So our stacks, payment stacks, has multiple layers. We have a technology stacks built for acquiring, for issuing, and for the security features. For the acquiring, we have built a omni-channel platform, which has a smart routing engine, along with merchant management systems, and which has direct onboarding facility, instant onboarding facility. On the issuing side, we have built a platform which is for credit, debit, and prepaid cards, which facilitate or which gives platform to all the banks and financial institutions so they can launch their payment card program instantly. So what is that why we stand out? We are AI-driven and API first and continuously evolving over the last so many years and with all new use cases. Flexibility by designing, our solution can adapt, our platform can adapt to any kind of partner's platform. That's the reason why our ecosystems, and the one size never fits all, that is what we believe, since our system is very highly customized and it can fit to any partner's ecosystems. Global traction, we power the payments for one of the top 3 payment aggregators or payment service provider of Japan. That is one of the largest feat that we have achieved in the last 2 years. In the process, we have been recognized domestically or nationally and internationally, with multiple awards for building the scalability and innovations. Today, as we represent, at 5Commerce, we have a very simple goal that every payment, every channel, and one single experience that we want to carry to every merchant that we have. So we are just processing payment. We are not only processing payment, but we are also defining the possibilities. Right? As we continue to scale globally, we are proud to represent India's fintech innovations to the world. Thank you. If you have any questions, then I am happy to take.
Any questions from the audience or the virtual participants here?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can I call upon Pine Labs next, please?
Good evening. This particular session reminds me of our MBA days where we were asked to kind of give an elevator pitch. कि 2 minutes में सब कुछ बोलना है, and so that's amazing pitches. Really, I've heard. Interesting part is this is all our fintech partners. We are basically talking about each other, but I think so the audience is more virtual. So first and foremost, really appreciate MEA and RBI for this opportunity. I'm sure today you would have had a coffee or some food and you would have gone out and everybody is not a gold member, jisko free mein mila hoega. So you would have tapped your card on a white machine, and if you would have seen the name of that machine, it's Pine Labs. Now, I always say, my CEO says, our strength is our weakness. Many people know us like we are Pine Labs. We are a POS terminal, but there's a lot what goes behind it. We are a 27-year-old, and that's also a surprise to many organizations. We are a 27-year, grow humbly, the first POS machine, and we are market leaders, obviously, in the POS terminal. But there's a lot of that we do. We work with merchants, we work with banks, we work with fintech partners. We are there in offline, we are there in online. So most of the transaction you will do physically today, either on a POS terminals outside or a cab or online, you would be going through a Pine Labs Rails. Rails is basically the underlying backbone, what we build. If you would have seen some of the boards which we were saying, we've started calling ourselves, we do a lot of invisible payments. The whole idea being, there's a lot of Pine Labs does at the back end, which many people are not aware, but we work with banks. The whole idea is, for us, banks are the heroes. For us, the regulators are which we work with, but we provide the technology, we provide the backbone. We are already present in more than 15 plus countries, and we do card issuing, card acquiring. When we scroll about like credit card, we obviously, thanks to integration, open API integration with Aadhaar, we have rails with Aadhaar and PCI, and we're working with other regulators also. And I think so this is a great opportunity not only for Pinelab, for other fintech friends out here to represent the amazing things what India offers to a lot of other countries and customers globally. We are already there present. We are proud to be built in Bharat for the world, and we are ready to export out to much more countries. Happy to answer any questions. I didn't want to kind of bore with the technical stuff, but I think so that's what we are there to offer. Thanks again for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. This was a great one. Can I call upon Protect AI Labs next, please? Okay, guess we don't have them with us right now. Could we have Razorpay? Thank you.
Hello everyone, thanks for this opportunity. Myself Valentine, I head the platform solutions for both banks and networks for Razorpay. So I'm sure you have heard about Razorpay from a PAPG lens. We are a 10-year-old company started by two IIT grads, both Harshil and Shashank. When they started way back in 2013, I don't think they knew much about either banking or finance. Of course, they were techies. However, they had one big problem to solve, which also originated from their own experience, which was a big problem at that point of time, which was for any business who wants to start out, how to accept online payments. And that was a big problem. They themselves faced this problem and hence decided to went on this journey with very little knowledge of either banking or finance at that point of time. And then 10 years fast forward, here we are, I think one of the largest payment aggregators in the country, powering almost 15 to 20% of India's e-commerce payments via our payment aggregator channels. We support all form factors, all payment methods through our payment aggregator channel. We work with, I think within India, we work with almost 30 plus banks. And I think in terms of our global presence, we are very selective in terms of how we want to grow in different geographies. So outside of India, we are looking largely from a Southeast Asia expansion perspective, a couple of countries. We started already have a footprint in Malaysia with our own license. We are starting slowly in both Singapore as well as Thailand. And we are also now looking at slowly expanding our presence in the North American USA market. So today's session is of course by the Ministry of External Affairs, and we hence will speak slightly about our cross-border payment suite. So we have a exhaustive range of almost an end-to-end payment stack catering to all needs of online merchants, both import-export side. There are three, of course, components of it, mainly an international PG, where we power almost all the currencies which are supported by international networks. Then we also have our complete payment suite from an import and export payment perspective to help merchants collect payments in different currencies via our multi-currency account, which we call our money saver account, as well as various payment methods for our import merchants to collect on the domestic rails. I think I'll just finish this session with three differentiators that we have been able to build, which unlike most of our peers. And the differentiators are, I think the first differentiator is on the card rails. I think we have built our own card infrastructure on our own, be it the switch, be it the authentication infrastructure, and then we have deployed it with multiple banks. which gives us a lot of lever to deploy lot of new age payment methods, be it recently announced RBI's authentication framework. So we are already live with that and powering that. I think we just announced it today. Second is on the UPI side also, we are of course one of the largest players from powering UPI on the online side. And there also I think we have built our own infrastructure, build it in-house from a merchant backward lens so that we can cater to our merchant needs first and then build a lot of those products which are actually the requirement of a lot of these cross-border import merchants, right? I think it is not just today limited to a travel or an education or some of this. SaaS is the biggest growing segment. One of the biggest need for them is having a UPI recurring terminal, which we are able to offer on day zero to a merchant powering, which is because build it on our own infrastructure. And the third differentiator, of course, we have is a network of banks that we work with, both Indian global banks that we work with, the networks that we are very closely tied with, be it NPCI, their iUPI initiative via NIPL, be it Visa, MasterCard, or all the other international networks. And of course, very closely working with the regulator themselves in a very consultative manner in terms of various cross-border initiatives. So that has been a forte and a close differentiator that we have been able to build and establish, which helps us basically cater almost trying to establish Razorpay as one of the largest payment aggregator, even on the cross-border rails with all our. So happy to take any questions. That was as someone said, I think an elevator pitch from our side, but yeah. If there are any questions also from the audiences on the call. Yeah.
Anybody with any questions? Anybody virtually who joined us has any questions? Great,
All right, thank you. Thank you.
This was great. This brings us to the last three fintechs. Recordant and Zaggle could not join us today. We will then move to Skydo and Zeta next. Okay, great. Can I have Recordant here then?
Good evening, and thank you for this opportunity tonight. You're seeing that 24 million Indian businesses suffer from late payments. 63% of the payments are late to MSMEs. This is not just an India problem, it's a global problem. What we built is this whole end-to-end solution where before businesses give credit to their customers, they can do a credit assessment. Imagine any one of you getting credit from a bank without a credit check, right? But yet, businesses give credit to their customers without any check, without any background reference checks. The second piece is once the credit is given, the whole cycle of collection through a streamlined process of sending reminder notifications and the collection cycle is also automated through our platform. But the most important part, which allows us to collect on time, is to, just like CIBIL and the credit bureaus have created consequence for the borrowers, is to create that registry where businesses report payment behavior of their buyer. And once they make a payment, they build their own credit score. We've seen these type of platforms in the US and other countries to be very effective. In India, we're just almost the first ones building this for the B2B registry. That's what we're doing. We also see this problem to be a global problem. And we've now partnered up with some companies in the US to start building credit reports, providing credit reports for Indian exporters for their customers overseas. So we're happy to take any questions on that. For the buyer, yeah. So sellers report data on their buyers. And buyers are not individuals. Yeah, B2B, businesses, yeah. And as they make their payments, if they make it on time, great. In fact, we can provide that alternate data saying, hey, this is a business that pays their vendors on time.
But otherwise, businesses, they have a structured credit bureau when the lending is being done by the financial institution.
Correct.
But in this case, it is the credit which is being given.
By the bank, sorry, by the business, by the vendors, yeah.
So this is the fundamental difference.
Absolutely, yeah. So there's companies like Credit Safe in the US, there's a lot of those, even the credit bureaus take that data, the non-alternative data. But in India, that's not happening, and we're building that database.
You are 6
Yes, correct. Yeah.
I got one question. So, what if we don't have the complete data of our buyer as a business, whom I'm selling? If I don't have the complete data of that buyer, how would you evaluate that?
Complete data meaning like?
The data on which you do the underwriting.
Yeah, so if some of their vendors have reported the data, then we'll have it. If no one has reported, we won't have it. But we're also getting alternative data from their GST payment, their PF payments. All that data we're already gathering and creating a business information report.
And those GST data you are getting from?
GST portals.
You are registered as a GST also?
We're getting that through credit partners, yeah.
Just one more question. So,
Sorry.
if the data, after the transaction, what if there's a feedback? Let's say you report that the person would pay on 30th day, but the actual business didn't pay me on the 30th day. Is there a feedback also for that? Like,
yeah, you can actually rate them on our platform, correct. So there's subjective and there's objective, and again, we've also built some mechanisms. So you may say, hey, I'm open to giving them another 30 days extension. That's up to you. It's late when you think it's late, not when we think it's late, right? Yes.
Are you thinking of sort of reporting this data to MCA or SEBI, at least for the large vendors, because that also helps as a, I mean, I'm just saying as a point of view, it can help. And the second question is, do you have any sort of, are you thinking of going and using any sort of escrow mechanism or blocking the funds through RBI maybe? I mean, if there is any mechanism which is available, just curious to understand.
The second part, no. The first part, absolutely, the data will be available to anyone. So, again, it's open data, right? So anyone with the consent of the buyer, with the consent of the customer can get that data. So we have that block today, right, where to get the data of the customer, you have to get their consent.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, do consider, sort of taking this to SEBI or to MCA, because that will help, sure, right? Because a lot of large customers think from negative working cycle mindset, so that may sort of help.
Sure, happy to collaborate.
Thank you.
Talk more, thank you, yeah.
You can reach out to us at our store.
Okay, sure, thank you so much.
Do we have any questions from the virtual panel? Thank you so much. Zagal's made it in time too, but before that, I'll have Skydo up. Zagal, Zeta, and Zygram next. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Srivatsan, founder and CEO of Skydo. I have myself been an exporter for many years. So one of the motivations to start this company in the cross-border payments was my own personal experiences. And one of the things that we really want to solve for, and we have been successful in the last 3 years since starting, has been to make cross-border payments simple and seamless for small businesses. But given the global nature of this audience, today I want to talk about a specific product that we are building and already live, which is global payouts into India. India is one of the largest exporters, both in goods and services, and a lot of companies across contractor payouts, marketplaces, traditional B2B supply chains, as well as emerging areas like travel, hospitality, etc. A lot of payments come into India. And when these global platforms make payments into India, there is always credibility. Is the recipient legit? I have to now think about, the global company is thinking, I have to now think about multiple wire transfers. There's lots of fees and charges lost. And also the recipient here in India needs documentation, compliance documentation like FIRA and other documentation to be able to claim their tax rebates, to be able to claim their export benefits, which many international platforms don't offer. So what we have built is a simple solution where for an international company or a business making payouts to many Indian recipients, it's a single payment that they can make in their home country in a convenient local payment. Skydo then takes care and has built the rails for onboarding all the recipients in an RBI authorized PACB framework where we do the KYC, KYB of all the recipients. We do the penny drop and make sure that the account is actually legit and therefore the recipient is who they say they are. and we ensure that the compliance documents are in place and provided in line with the payment. So the overall solution is fast, inexpensive, and easy for the sender. It is compliant and transparent for the receiver. And for the receiver, this also then makes the anxiety zero. As in, where is my payment? My sender is saying they've sent the payment. When will I receive it? All that anxiety becomes zero. So that's the solution we are offering. We are already live with a lot of global payouts companies, both payment platforms as well as end customers who make payouts into India across the US, UAE, etc. And we are looking to expand this solution to more countries. So folks listening in person as well as online, if your country has businesses doing a lot of business with India and are looking for a compliant solution to make payouts into India in a fast, convenient, compliant manner, please reach out to us. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Could I also please request all the fintechs to wait back for a photograph towards the end of the session with the dignitaries present? Thank you. With that, to our final three, can we have Zagal up next? Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Perfect. So I'm Prashant. I'm creator of Payable GPT. We are representing Zagal, a listed platform out of India, focusing on employee spend management, rewards, payment, loyalty, and other pieces. One of the biggest providers of prepaid cards in India. Today, I wanted to focus on one specific solution that we have built for global audience, which is Payable GPT. This is a fully autonomous account payables management platform for companies globally sitting anywhere, working with companies out of anywhere. Essentially, with the advent of AI, this is one of the most boring things that a company has to do, right? Like, people are solving some of the most difficult problems with AI, and what we thought was some of the problems which are boring but actually working out for people. 92% of the projects in the financial transformation are actually looking at some sort of success with generative AI versus most of the other segments. This piece specifically focuses on the invoicing from the vendor to the company and then the subsequent payments and the entire processes that the companies have to manage alongside with it. What we have done is we have built an agentic platform in which there are agents at different stages of payables who are managing and autonomously running the entire AP cycle. So from collecting of invoices from vendor, which are sitting at different sources, across different portals and all, processing those invoices, managing taxations, compliances in the local country regions, then managing payments, subsequently managing maybe lending and invoice discounting on top of it. Everything is done by agent. The agentic platform runs to sort of an efficiency that today if someone has a 30-member team working in finance on payable side of things, they can work with 8 to 10-member team to in a fully autonomous scenario. In India, we are working with some of the largest countries out here. We are also currently active in Middle East and US market, but we are looking forward to expanding into global regions. We look forward to opportunities into your respective regions to present our solution wherever the businesses and banks and fintech might be interested in it. I thank you so much for your time. If anyone has any question, happy to answer them. Perfect. Thank you.
Any questions from the audience or the virtual panelists? Thank you, Prashant. With that, can I call Zeta up next? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, FCCI and RBI, for giving us this opportunities to showcase our platform and solutions. Just a quick introduction. My name is Mehul, and I represent Zeta here. And just to give a quick introduction, so Zeta was co-founded by Ramki and Bhavin in 2015 with a vision to democratize banking in India. And Zeta today offers a modern digital banking and payment processing platform, which has been used by large issuers like HDFC Bank, Sparrow, and few other customers in US. The company was founded in 2015, and today the company is valuated at $2 billion. We have investors like MasterCard, SoftBank, Linet, as well as Optum. Optum is our recent investor in Zeta. And the way the platform is been architected today, we offer 6 different platforms. Okay, to begin with, we have Tachyon. Tachyon is modern core banking platform which supports payments, credit, cards, as well as savings. We also have basically Photon. Okay, Photon is an acquiring solution platform which supports UPI, cards acquiring. We also have Olympus, which is a portable cloud solution, and our Tachyon and Photon gets deployed in various clouds, including AWS and Google Cloud, etc. These are all our platforms. We also offer customized solutions to banks, and it's in the form of basically what we call as a studio solution. So depending on the requirement of a bank, okay, we would basically customize and offer value-added services like app development, basically creating any custom banking solutions for large issuers as well as non-bank PPIs. Apart from this, the company now supports about 25 million accounts, and about 2 million transactions get processed daily using our Tachyon platform. This is the short introduction about Zeta, and we are happy to take any questions that you may have.
Just one thing, are you in any way working with the urban cooperative banks also?
We could, but at this stage we are working with large private and private banks.
Please come to our stall at the exhibition.
Sure.
We'll discuss further.
Definitely.
Any questions here or from the virtual participants?
Thank you so much.
With that, to the final FinTech for this evening, can I have Zygram up here, please?
Thank you, everyone. Good evening. I understand this is the last session, so everybody's deeply motivated to listen to me. So I'll try and make it short and sweet. My name is Abhishek. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Zygram. Zygram is a RegTech company which focuses on 3 areas: anti-money laundering, financial crimes compliance, and emerging risks. But today I'm here to just speak to you about the AML system that we have. We call it the complete AML system because it has 3 applications. Entity Hero for customer risk rating, Prescreen.io for name screening, and Transact Comply for transaction monitoring. These 3 have been designed in a way to comply with the KYC Master Direction 2016 and also in compliance with FATF regulations. The other big advantage is we are one of only 4 or 5 organizations in the world that builds, manages, and maintains its own watch lists. So we have today 3,250 global watch lists, 4.5 million PEPs, 1,700 sanctions lists, 10 billion news articles, adverse news articles, making us one of the few players in the world with this capability. The other 4 are all listed, and in the US and Europe, we're the only one anywhere else in the world. So when we offer this complete stack to a small fintech with maybe 100 customers, or to a large bank with 16 crore, 20 crore customers, the exact same application can be scaled. And what that means is, number one, no upfront costs, no license fee, no AMC, no worried about how many login users I will have. It's a fixed SaaS monthly subscription, which means whether you're a small fintech or you're just coming up, or a small startup or a very large enterprise, you can comply to AML laws. Something that has been very difficult to do with existing solutions. And that's what we have. So with that, I'll end my presentation. Happy to take any questions. Sure.
When you are saying AML, basically you are complying with the regulatory guidelines for whomsoever you are working.
Yes.
But there is one problem statement which is being talked about now is we are identifying the mule after onboarding them to the
Yes.
banking system. But how can you identify a mule before they are onboarded to the bank?
Very good question. The logic is of what we internally call the 3 dimensions of data. If you have to identify the risk of any mule, or for that matter, fraud or AML, you have to look at this logic. The 3 dimensions of data are self-declared information, which is KYC information, transactional or behavioral information, which is done with the interaction with the customer, that does not exist before the onboarding, but it does exist when it comes to IP addresses, it does exist when it comes to sessions logins and others, non-transaction behaviors. And third is external data, which has to do with watch lists, IP blacklists, and VPN addresses and others. When you combine these 3, you can create very complex logics to determine a mule. For example, if possible mule. For example, if the address on my Aadhaar card is not matching by a long shot the jurisdiction by which I am logging in from the first time, which is where you have to create from IP address, longitude, latitude mismatch between what my address is to where I'm logging in from. That is one such indication. We have today about 950 rules in our transaction monitoring system, some of which are linked to mules. So this is one of the examples of that.
And you have a solution for this?
Yes. Any other questions? Super. Thank you, everyone. Thanks.
A thank you to all the participants and the fintechs as well for a very fast-paced speech. You did indeed cooperate with us and helped us execute this seamlessly. Thank you. Everyone, just please come onto the stage for a photograph.